Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. This one's kind of a different video for me. I typically don't jump on trends too much, but lately all I've been seeing on YouTube lately is everyone reacting to the different sounds that they're hearing and getting from the latest Line 6 firmware update. I am of course referring to firmware update 3.15. I'm usually not quick to update or download things too quickly when they first come out because I want the kinks to be worked out. I let other people do that and then ultimately I'll jump on the bandwagon at some point. But this one really piqued my interest, and for a few reasons that we're going to discuss today. I didn't want to drag this video out so long and have like an hour-long video of me just, shifting through a bunch of different sounds. So I decided to do a little bit of homework, and there are 4 main sounds that piqued my interest that I'm really interested in hearing simply from my experience of Line 6 products already. And based on what I do and the kind of music that I typically cover, everything from ambience to praise and worship stuff, I think that the 4 sounds I'm going to be looking after today are more up my alley and will pique my interest a little bit more than some of the other stuff. I'm going to be using my Fano, of course, today, my Fano SP6. If you don't know anything about this guitar, I highly recommend you watch the linked video right up here. So I've already created an alternate preset for myself, just my usual amp, IR, and 10-band EQ. So let's hear that clean sound before we explore. The first thing that piqued my interest was the new dynamic reverbs. The last update gave us the dynamic hall reverb, which I think is probably one of their better sounding reverbs, especially if you're looking for a reverb that doesn't need too much work. So I'm genuinely interested in hearing the other reverbs that they've released in the dynamic range. So the first one we'll explore is the room verb. Nice. So there is movement there. I'm not sure if it reminds me of a room verb, but it's there in terms of how small it is and short, but there's movement there that I wouldn't expect from a room reverb. But one thing that has remained the same, which is what I've always liked about the dynamic reverbs, is how warm it sounds. I'm gonna boost up the decay a little bit and the overall mix so I can hear what happens. I want to see how lush we can make this thing sound. It's funny because the way it moves kind of reminds me of a spring verb at that, when you bring up the level like that, or the mix I should say. I'm interested in hearing what the damping does. It's at 3.7 right now. I'm going to take it off. Okay, it took some of that lushness away here. Let's bring it back up to 9.2 to really hear what it's doing. Okay, not my favorite reverb, I will be honest, but it's interesting to see what you can do with that. But let's move on. I want to hear the plate. I used to use plate reverbs as an always on for a long time. I think I was using it on the Strymon Blue Sky years and years ago. So let's hear what this one sounds like right as Line 6 intended for us to hear it. I'm not hearing that plate thing. There is something warm and lush about it. I definitely need to hear more of this. So I'm going to bring up the decay a lot more and bring up the mix a lot more so I can hear what's going on. Okay, we have something here. This plate reverb is something special. Plate reverbs can sometimes be a little bit too bright, but in this particular case, this one is almost perfect. I'm gonna bring down the decay a little bit to hear what it would sound like if I were gonna use it more as an everyday thing. Man, a little goes a long way with this reverb. There's so much room to bring up the decay. I don't even know what could happen. You know what? Let's just try to see what happens. All right, I'm going to bring up the decay a whole lot because that's only 6.9. I'm going to bring it up to 37. Let's just see what that sounds like. I'm lowering the decay right now because it's still going. I don't have enough time in this video to let that trail off. But that is so interesting how the decay literally created this pad sound, right? Almost like creating pads off of the chords that I was playing, but didn't get in the way of my playing at all. So I don't know what they did there, what kind of magic Line 6 just gave us, but that's a special sound right there. And the way that it was reacting to what I was playing was pretty remarkable and unique for a reverb, I'll be honest with you. For the sake of this video, let's move on. This is now the third sound that I wanted to explore here, which was their reverb and delay in one. And I don't even know how to say this. The halo sphere? I don't know. I'm probably saying that wrong, and to everyone who knows I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. That was a crazy amount of pre-delay. It sounds like it decays so much that you would probably be able to play and it wouldn't feel like that pre-delay is that long. Just that initial attack. So let me just play it and see what happens here. I'm gonna be honest with you, based on my first impressions, I thought I would like this sound the most out of all of them that I'm gonna explore today. And so far it's probably been my least favorite. I can definitely see how someone might be able to use this for like swells, but as far as like an always on thing, I would have a hard time sticking to this one. For two reasons. One is because it's just I'm not vibing with it, but two, I just don't like combined sounds. I like the idea of having two separate things. Delay and reverb. With that said, let's look at the fourth thing that I wanted to check out, and that's actually an amp. So their new amp is called the Line 6. I don't know how to pronounce this. Ventox? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry, Line 6. I'm gonna play it exactly how it comes out. The only thing I'm doing different right now, guys, is I'm leaving my IR on. It'll probably sound different for you, but let's hear what it sounds like for me. About a lot of these amps that kind of frustrate me personally are that they come so high gain already, for me at least, and it's hard for me to use them as an ambient clean player. I actually like how it sounds with that grit. It sounds very nice, warm, big sounding, but I want to alter the gain a little bit, the drive. I'm going to bring it all the way down to 5.0, see if that makes any kind of a difference on the gain. I don't want to bring it too much lower than that, so let's hear what this sounds like. So it's obviously still there, but a little bit better. I'm gonna bring down that master a little bit too. I'm gonna bring up the presence as well, and a little bit of mids, and then again, bring down the drive. We're gonna go down to 3.2 on this one. All right, so that did a lot. Bringing down the drive to 3.2 really did pretty much clean up that amp as much as I think it could be cleaned before it starts altering its original sound. I'm gonna quickly go back to my amp and just compare it side by side, and just to get a nice little refresher of what my amp sounds like really quick. Yeah, so I got just a little more clarity. I'm using the AC Fawn Normal on this amp, and so it's just a little bit more of what you would expect from an amp like that, just a little more top end. The new amp here that I just showed you guys is a lot fatter sounding, which is fine. That's, you know, maybe exactly what I would need for a specific guitar or a certain kind of session. But I did like that amp. I think it sounds really phenomenal. And I'm really impressed with some of these updated tones. Let's talk about some of the pros and the cons very quickly about getting updates like this and some of the amazing sounds that continue to come forth by downloading these updates. One of the major pros here is, and this is one thing that I love also about other companies like Morningstar Engineering, that you pay one fee, you buy the product, and it just feels like they're continuously working on the same product and you don't have to pay any more money. So I love the fact that you can essentially buy something one time and it just seems like it's forever paying for itself. But what are some of the cons? Well, the major con is pretty obvious and has always been a little bit of an issue within the Line 6 community, and that's DSP. It's kind of like putting a pedal board together, but the pedal board itself, the actual platform, is a specific size. So if it can only fit 8 pedals and you're trying to squeeze 15 pedals on there, it's not going to fit very well and you're going to have a hard time. Same kind of concept. It only will allow you to place a certain amount of sounds within a preset. Some of these newer sounds are very DSP heavy and therefore will become a little bit challenging to maybe incorporate them in your everyday sound. Please keep in mind the folks at Line 6 can't just give everything away for free, right? They still have to pay some bills. They want you to eventually graduate to products. If you like their sounds, then why not go for the HX Stomp XL or the Helix itself. They want you to be intrigued by adding more DSP and adding more possibilities the more up the chain you go with their products. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, I wasn't going to go over every single sound, but those are the ones that kind of caught my eye in reading some of the notes of its release. If there's a sound that I didn't check out that you think I really should, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're vibing with this update. Let me know if you didn't vibe at all. If you think the sounds suck. It's not my company, so I could care less. If you're honest with me in the comment section, we'll have a conversation and see what you think. That would be really cool. Before you go, please do all the things that can help this channel grow. Like this video, again, comment below, hit the bell notification icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. Feel free to check out some of the affiliate links in the description box below. There's also a link that you can press on that will donate directly to this channel if you choose to do so. Guys, thanks again for watching, and until next week.